Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me this week. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button and then you'll get notifications of when I release videos. Normally I release every Thursday and I've done so I think for the last 6 years. This week I'm going to be unpacking OECD's new paper. It's called Exploring Effective Uses of Generative AI in Education, and I'm really interested to find out some of the research findings that they're discussing in this paper. And I'm going to be using NotebookLM, of course, to unpack this, but also verifying the information that I'm sharing with you. So if you're interested in coming to have a look at this new paper released by the OECD, then please keep on watching. Okay, so as usual, I've got my VPN on because I'm in Hong Kong and I can't access NotebookLM without it. And let me just show you the actual paper. So it's Exploring Effective Uses of Generative AI in Education. It was just released, I would say last week, but by the time that you see this video, maybe it will be about a month old. The actual original document is 247 pages. Let me try and go there so that you can actually see the original document. So here is the original document, 247 pages. And of course, I'm going to be cross-referencing to double check what NotebookLM is giving me. But how many chapters have we got and what are the themes? So we've got chapter 1, Exploring Effective Uses of Gen AI. Then chapter 2, Gen AI for Human Skill Development and Assessment Implications. Part 1 is about enhancing student learning with Gen AI. Great. Part 2 is about augmenting teachers' performance with Gen AI. And then I think part 3 is about improving system and institutional management. That's kind of how I've structured my book, actually. I started with institutional management, then I went to how Gen AI can help teachers, and then I went down to students. So very similar. So let's go back then to my NotebookLM because this is a really long document. Okay, so I'm here back on the NotebookLM, and it's just given me a quick summary here. So let me just read out some of the highlights. So it's really analysis of Gen AI and how it's reshaping global systems, education systems. The report evaluates the potential for personalized learning through AI tutors. You know, if you've probably heard my opinion about this. While I'm not against AI tutors, I don't think that we should be using AI tutors in the classroom. Otherwise, what's the point of our students coming to lessons and coming to school? I'm hoping that when our students come to school, there's value added that we bring as educators in terms of the design of learning experiences and also the learning environment. So we want our students to be immersed in a social constructivist environment. So, you know, while there's a place for AI tutors, I don't think it's at school. While warning that over-reliance on these tools can unintentionally decrease student cognitive engagement. It highlights how educators can use the technology to automate admin tasks and lesson planning, provided that the teacher autonomy and professional judgment remain central. Absolutely. So that's human in the loop. Furthermore, the text explores how institutions can leverage AI to improve system efficiency, standardize assessment, and scientific research. Ultimately, the publication serves as a guide for policymakers to manage ethical risks and data privacy while fostering responsible innovation in the digital age. Okay, so I said I just want some highlights from the entire paper, and you can see also I'm generating like a slide deck that will just help me unpack some of the highlights. So impact on student learning. The learning performance paradox. While Gen AI can significantly improve task performance, this does not automatically lead to genuine learning. So a study in Turkey found that while students using AI performed better during practice, they scored lower in subsequent closed book exams, suggesting that Gen AI can undermine skill acquisition unless designed with pedagogical safeguards. And I would actually say that those pedagogical safeguards are pedagogical principles that we should be adhering to so that the tool use is serving learning in the classroom. Then metacognitive engagement, there's a major risk of metacognitive laziness or cognitive offloading, absolutely, where students defer mental effort to the technology, thereby weakening the skills necessary for deep understanding. And then Socratic tutoring, unlike traditional rule-based tutors, Gen A can act as a flexible conversational partner. Systems like Socratic Playground use adaptive questioning to guide students through reasoning processes rather than simply providing answers. Okay, so that's a positive. Now, number 2, so there was 3 sections, remember? I just looked at the paper. Augmenting teacher performance, let's just have a look at that. Teacher AI teaming framework, the report introduces 3 paradigms for teacher AI interaction. So it's about replacement, where there's full automation, complementarity, amplifying capabilities, and augmentation. So I'd be encouraging the latter 2, where there's a synergistic collaboration or amplifying our own teacher collaborations. The most effective approach is augmentation, where teachers and AI work in tandem to critique and refine each other's work. And then augmenting teacher performance is about AI teaching assistants, so tools can handle routine admin tasks, answering logical questions, and providing initial formative feedback, reducing median response times from hours to minutes, while allowing human instructors to focus on high-value mentoring and relationships and interactions. Co-design for autonomy. To preserve professional agency, the report argues for purpose-built educational Gen A, co-created with teachers, giving educators control over AI behavior and interactions. Great. And then the last part, okay, so is about institutional system management. So I'm just going to skim over that. You can kind of read that. I'll put a link to the notebook as well. Transformation of scientific research, acceleration of knowledge. Gen AI is already speeding up research tasks such as literature reviews, hypothesis generation, and data analysis. Absolutely. Limitations in originality. While Gen A is excellent at pattern recognition and incremental novelty, its capacity for radical breakthroughs is currently limited, and it risks collective homogenization by concentrating research on data-rich topics. Okay, and then here are the key recommendations, and then I'm going to go to the slideshow. So key recommendations, of course, human in the loop. All applications of Gen AI in education should place human judgment and oversight at the center to ensure quality, safety, and accountability. Foundational skills, it remains critical for students to acquire foundational knowledge and skills without the use of Gen AI to prevent long-term cognitive dependency. I still believe in developing and focusing on domain knowledge for students. And instructional intent, Gen AI tools should only be used within learning scenarios intentionally designed by teachers to achieve specific educational goals. Okay, let's just have a look. So this is a great summary, I think, with all the visuals. This is quite phenomenal. I mean, it's using Nano Banana Pro 2, I think, at the moment. So, you know, I'll leave a link to this as well. But I think this is a really useful document, and really just informs us of the issues that we need to be aware of. Okay, so that was a new OECD report about Gen AI use in education, and giving us, of course, some recommendations. Nothing really new, I would say. Like, we always need to keep human in the loop. We need to be careful of cognitive offloading and ensuring that our students still have foundational skills and knowledge. So we still need to ensure that students have domain knowledge in different subject areas. And we need to ensure also that AI tools are augmenting teachers' capabilities rather than replacing them. So nothing new, but it's nice to see really current research and reports about AI use in education. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.